Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I have for you another speed test between the OnePlus 5T and the Razer phone. A lot of you guys asked me for this because they're pretty much comparable as far as specs and price point. They're both considered to be devices that have high-end specs with a reasonable price tag, and they both have 8 gigs of RAM. So let's see how they perform head-to-head loading applications and of course checking out how they actually manage memory. This is TK. Let's check it out. As usual, I'm going to start off by doing a quick spec comparison between the two. We have the 5T on the left and the Razer phone on the right. Both of them are running 7.1.1 as far as the operating system, with a promise of Android Oreo coming up pretty soon. OnePlus is already running a beta, as well as Razer promised earlier next year. We're looking at a 6.1-inch display, 18:9 aspect ratio, to a 5.7-inch, 16:9 aspect ratio device. The Razer is slightly smaller on display, but it does compensate with that with the bigger speakers that are front-facing, and we'll get into that in a second. Resolution-wise, we're looking at a Quad HD display, IPS LCD display here on the Razer phone, to a 1080p with an 18:9 aspect ratio. That's why we get the number a little bit off here. So it's a 1080p panel to a 2K panel. PPI, we're going, of course, from 402 to 515. That's reflected here in the numbers. As far as rear cameras, we're looking at a different setup here. We have a dual 12-megapixel sensor in the back on the Razer phone, a 16 and a 20-megapixel Razer lenses on the back here on the OnePlus 5T. The LED dual tone, of course. Front-facing cameras, we do have a 16-megapixel camera on the front on the 5T as opposed to the 8 on the Razer phone. Now, where we come down to this actual CPU and RAM, we're both running the CPU, the Snapdragon 835, with the Adreno 540 GPU here. Now, as far as the RAM, there is 2 configurations on the 5T, the 6 gig and the 8 gig. I do have the 8 gig model, so we are neck and neck here. Battery-wise, of course, the Razer phone has that massive 4,000 milliamp battery compared to that 3,300 milliamp battery of the 5T. Front-facing, fingerprint sensor on both placed, one on the side and one on the back. Of course, we have Quick Charge 4.0 Plus here on the Razer phone, as well as the dash charging that we have using USB Type-C on both of them. Now, the main difference, of course, I want to mention to you guys is, other than that, is that the internal storage of both devices are slightly different. The Razer phone does carry 64 gigs, and that's right what we have here on the right, where the one I have right now with the OnePlus is actually at 128 gig. If you got the 64 gig, you ended up having only 6 gigs of RAM. So just be aware of that. Last but not least, microSD expansion slot on the Razer phone, where we don't have that on the OnePlus 5T. Here we are. Both devices are loaded up with the same applications. I have them sitting here. I did increase the number of applications from when we did it with the Pixel 2 XL, mostly because we now have 8 gigs of RAM on both of them. So there shouldn't be any limitations. So it's double the RAM from what we had before with the Pixel device. The applications here are things that you normally would use. So Facebook, the Messenger, Drive, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, the camera, of course, Chrome, music player, as well as we have, Google Play Store, a game. Obviously, this could be replaced by anything that you normally use. Hangout, of course, Google Photos and Maps and Amazon Store. Okay, let's go ahead and start. I was going to say that 5T loaded the page faster, even though the apps both opened up at the same time. And I was going to say this one's pretty comparable. And that one looked like it was exactly the same speed. Interesting. 2 different apps loaded to different pictures, but yep, definitely. Looks like one like the Razer opened up this one faster. Both have loading. Let's go ahead and check the notification, and then we'll go back. That's pretty good. So far, they're neck and neck. Let's go with the app. The camera's opened up pretty good. Let's go to YouTube. We did that. Let's go back here to Chrome. Here we're loading XDA Developer's website, and we're going to see which one finishes loading the page first. And looks like the Razer did finish on this one. Let's go ahead and open up Google Play. Razer finished on that one. And let's go ahead and open up the Play Store. That one looked like it was neck and neck there. We're going to open up Gear Club, and we're going to go through. Now, the Gear Club does take a little bit longer, as it does have more resources to load. And that one was That definitely was a clear winner here on the 5T as it finished loading and it was just waiting. Let's go ahead and open up Hangouts. That one looked like it was the Razer. Let's go ahead and open up Google Photos. Again, that one looked like the Razer loaded it a little bit faster. Let's go ahead and open up Maps. Oops. Let's take out Maps. That was a mistake. Well, it looks like Maps loaded a little bit faster on the Razer phone. Let's go ahead and open up, last but not least, Amazon Shopping. And that one also looked like the Razer was loading a little bit faster. So now we're going to go back to the beginning and start seeing which one would start loading applications first. Well, it looks like the 5T had to load Facebook. Let's go back. And Messenger was open. And Google Drive has to open again. And it looks like it here. Same thing. Instagram had to reload. YouTube didn't have to. Twitter did not have to, but it looks like it may have. Let's open up the camera. Okay, that one's pretty good. Let's go and open up Chrome. And Chrome is still open, running good. Play music, same thing. So interesting. Some things did have. Let's go ahead and open up Gear Club. And it's the same thing again. I'm noticing it's for some reason it's taking out the game out of the memory. So we're having to wait for this where even though it loaded faster, gameplay when you're playing and jumping between applications, this is going to be a much better performer for you guys. Let's go ahead and go out here and let's go and open up Hangouts. Hangouts had to reload. Photos had to reload. Maps had to reload. And I'm surprised. I'm going to start off by saying, of course, as you saw with the hands-on, the Razer and the 5T are neck and neck as far as loading. They're both running 8 gigs of RAM. They're both running the Snapdragon 835. I mean, we're talking head-to-head, neck and neck comparison. And they're both running pretty much a light version of Android. They're not really heavily skinned. We have Nova Prime, which is native to the Razer phone. And of course, we have the Oxygen OS launcher that's native to the 5T. At the end of the day, I have to say load time was neck and neck. I would say there was really no big difference there other than that one game. It definitely did load a lot faster on the 5T, but when we started going through the applications and seeing which ones were residing in memory, it looks like the Razer phone kept everything in memory, even though I was running a lot more applications here than when we did it with the Pixel 2 XL video. Of course, if you guys want to see that video, I'll have a link for you guys in the description below. But the 5T did the same thing. The RAM management here is very aggressive, where it's trying to kill things out of memory to keep things running smooth. Not a problem, except that you have 8 gigs of RAM and you really shouldn't be doing that. Now, hopefully we'll see an update to this. This is running the latest version of both operating systems, 7.1.1, with the latest update from both Razer as well as OnePlus. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. The proof is in the pudding in one way or another. You guys could see the video, play it again. But it looks like the Razer phone still comes out on top. The way it performs, the way it handles RAM, and it basically, of course, with the sound experience, front-facing speakers, and 120 Hertz display, you cannot really compare the two. I think OnePlus is an amazingly priced phone with a lot of great features for a really good feature set and what it offers, and the 5T is definitely a really good contender. But if you're looking to game and you're looking to be really good at multitasking and having a lot of things sitting in RAM waiting for you to activate, the Razer phone is still the king. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe as usual. The review for the Razer phone is coming out very soon. This is, of course, will be another component in that review. I'll see you guys in the next video.